Okay, guys, so we'll crack on now. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Hannah Hicks. I am a manager. Tonight, basically, I've just basically put this training together because since Success Day, that was like last weekend, I've really been on a massive high. And a couple of other people from Goldens that attended it were also on a massive high, I'm sure. So, those of you that might not be aware of this, but Success Day is now going to be on two days, so Saturday and Sunday now in the future. Originally, it was just on the Saturday, but because more and more people are attending the event now, and it's just growing and growing and growing, they've decided to put it over the full weekend, which is great in some respect because then we can get lots and lots of training out of it. We also get lots of recognition from the weekend as well. You get inspirational speakers that basically share their own story with you guys. So there's always going to be someone that can relate to you. The next one is going to be the 4th and 5th of June, which is going to be at the NEC Birmingham. So if you haven't booked your tickets for that, you can book them now. And if you live in Scotland, the next one is on the 21st of May, which is at the SECC in Glasgow. These are, exceptional, guys, and I really, really suggest you try to attend them all. So there is a calendar of events on foreverknowledge.info. So you can go onto that website and find out the full list of events throughout the whole of the calendar year, and you can book them out and put them in your diary because it's so essential that you attend all of these different events and trainings because they will certainly help you guys build your business. Okay, so these are just a few things that I've taken from the Success Day weekend. Jane Leach is a massive inspiration of mine. She's a diamond manager, and she went through some incredible training, which I've certainly made notes from, and I'll be sharing with you guys tonight. So basically, how we build our business is really simply through using the pipeline. So we've got to feed the process. So you've got to be speaking to people as often as you can, because the more that pipeline is full, it could lead to customers, all right, as you can see at the top, which then could lead to distributors, so team members. And then as those numbers grow and grow and grow, eventually people will be popping through as supervisors. Okay. Again, if you keep those numbers growing and growing and growing, they will eventually be popping through as managers, and maybe even onto diamond managers like Jane Leach and John Curtis themselves, who are diamond managers here in the UK. So it's important that you are feeding the process as much as you can. So you're putting people in this pipeline every single day. So remember, you've got your Who Do You Know list, which will help you do that. And as I say, the more you can fill that up, the better, and you will find that the more successful people will be popping through it. Okay, so a bit of training on sponsoring then. So that we all know that there's different ways that we go about sponsoring, but mainly, really, is you've got to go out there with a purpose. So you're prospecting on purpose. So you really want to go out there and look for the people that you want to work with. There will be times when we sponsor some lemons that just don't do anything at all, but that is normal. That's what happens. But really, if you want to find the diamonds and you want to find the people that are going to work hard, when you're out there, out and about, you've got to look at somebody and think, yeah, I could work with you, no problem at all. And that's how you've got to look at it. You're not just sponsoring people here, there, and everywhere. You've got to be looking for the good quality people. So make sure you're prospecting on purpose. Having a 7-day plan with a meaning as well is important. So I personally recommend that you do your 7-day plan on the Sunday evening. So you can basically sit down when you're in bed or whatever, when you're completely relaxed, and you can plan your week ahead. But make sure it's really important that you're also planning your 7-day plan that's business related. You've got to put family time in there as well, because that's really, really important, because you've got to have the balance. So if you know that you're going to have a family day out on Saturday, or you might go out for a meal on the Wednesday evening, something like that, make sure you're putting that into your 7-day plan as well. And also, just if it's something that's personal to you, whether you go to the gym or you go to a boxing class or anything like that, you're meeting with friends in the evening, make sure that you're doing your 7-day plan with meaning. Learn the different methods of sponsoring as well. A few of these are covered on the rolling trainings as well, which is good. But in terms of methods, you have quite a few. You've got your who do you know list. You can have you can do contact marketing. You can do flyering, carding. You could do launches. You could do tabletops. So there's loads of different ways that you can actually sponsor people. Find your strengths as well. This is really, really important. I think sometimes too many people focus on the things that they need to do better. And, that could be anything. It might be public speaking. It might be contact marketing, launches. It's actually important that you find the balance and you actually work on the areas that you're doing really, really well. It's like an athlete, really, or sports person. If you're always working on the things that you do well, and you're disowning the good areas, your strengths, then you'll find you will plateau, and your strengths will almost kind of drop down, and then you're not really progressing on forward. So, and I can relate to that, because I've done that in the past with my table tennis. Like I've focused too many times on the things that I need to improve on, and I'm just completely disowning the areas that I'm really strong in. So recognize the areas that you're strong in, and keep building on those areas. Have a meaningful activity tracker as well. So you have the activity trackers on SmartPod. So these are, again, a really, really good way of keeping track of everybody that you speak to about the business. I would definitely not have a business if I didn't have my activity tracker. It's a really, really just simple, duplicatable way of keeping track. Shopping for managers. As I say, when you're out speaking to people, look for people that's got manager written all over their forehead. And those are the people that you're looking for and that you want to help and work with. And of course, embrace numbers as well, which leads on to the next slide. Okay, so it is a numbers game. I've kind of got to realize this as time's gone on, and it's so true. It is a numbers game. If you've been in the business for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and you're thinking, oh, I've literally spoken to 40 people already, and I've not recruited. That's what it's all about. You've got to be speaking to as many people as you possibly can. And I can honestly say, through the last certainly 3 weeks, just by speaking to people every single day, contact marketing, I've begun to realise that it's totally a numbers game. For the last 3 weeks, I've got 42 new contacts. This is simply just through contact marketing. So no adding on Facebook, anything like that. It's just through contact marketing. I've had 6 no's. Quite a lot of people still haven't replied to my messages, so plenty of follow-ups that I've got to do there. 12 are interested and currently looking at the links or presentation. And out of those 42 people, 3 have joined this month. So David Treadaway, he's the FedEx guy. I think some of you will have known him by now. We've also got Wendy Thorne. She actually approached me through my business page, which is really, really cool. And then we've also got Valentino as well. He was one chap that I prospected when I was in London a couple of weeks ago. So you've just got to be consistent and resilient. So when you've got to be prepared to jump back up when you're knocked down. And that's it, really. Aim for 15 new contacts minimum every single week, and speak to 3 to 5 people every day, and that will I promise you result to sponsoring 3 to 5 people every single month. It is just totally a numbers game. The more people you speak to, the more chance you're going to be recruiting every month. And as I say, if you do this consistently, 3 to 5 people every single day, you will, and I promise you, you will be recruiting 3 to 5 people every single month. Okay, and I don't mean, when I say consistently, I don't mean 3 one day, and then the next day you do 7, and the next day you do 2. It's got to be consistent, because in that way you're keeping your pipeline nice and full. Okay, so when you're out and about, it's important that you try and carry yourself quite well, because you've got to show that you're confident really at what you're doing. Remember, you're a professional network marketer, and people need to see that you're confident, and having a smile on your face just totally breaks the ice. If somebody comes up to me with a massive smile on their face, I would be quite happy to just sort of speak to them, because it's kind of infectious, and it's really kind of, I don't know, you're really drawn into them. So when you're out and about, just stand a bit taller, be confident. People will see that in you, and have a smile on your face, because having a smile on your face does attract. And also, when you're speaking to people, complimenting them is a really, really nice touch, because that kind of opens them. It kind of opens them more up to you. Whereas, like, if you just go straight in with a business or whatever, then it can kind of be a little bit overwhelming, and intimidating. So complimenting them is again a way of just like breaking the ice a little bit. Oh, I love your shoes, by the way. They're really nice. I complimented somebody on their eyebrows the other week. Like, but to be fair, they were nice. I genuinely was like saying that they've got nice eyebrows. But it could be anything. They got nice shoes, got lovely hair, they got a really nice smile. Because honestly, they will open up to you, and it's just a really easy way of engaging in conversation. And again, do it with conviction. I know this is quite hard at the start, especially if you're new to contact marketing, but if you do it with conviction, then you're going to come across really confidently. So also, be in a hurry. This is the Eric Worre approach. I love him. I literally am obsessed. I've read his book GoPro, which is a phenomenal read. So if you haven't read that already, I certainly suggest you get on it and read it yourself, because it really is amazing. So the Eric Worre approach is like, be in a hurry, because if you're in a hurry, then you're kind of an important person, and you're clearly really busy. So that's always a really, really good touch as well. Okay, so when you're out contact marketing, so this is going to be our focus, obviously, the next few minutes, whatever. Your mentality should really just be to build new friendships. I don't really ever go out thinking that, oh, I'm going to get 5 names today, or 10 names today, or whatever. I just go out and I think, right, I'm going to go make some new friends, because then that takes a little bit of pressure off your shoulders as well, if you think in that sort of mentality. Be friendly. Ask some questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. This is just a really good way of engaging conversation. As I say, compliment them, and then find their objective as to why this business could work for them. And remember, they have to buy into you. Okay, so they've got to look at you and think, yeah, okay, this person's serious. I quite like to work with them. Because if they see that you're a serious person and you're a real entrepreneur, then they will take you seriously. So a few questions could be, these are just a few examples, but you could say, oh, you seem like you really enjoy what you do. So how long have you been working here for? Are you doing this full time or part time? Can you see yourself doing this for the rest of your career? So these are probably the 4 questions that I tend to use when I'm out contact marketing. And I find like I get a really good response from them when I ask these questions, because each one of those questions could then lead on to an objective as to why this business could be good for them. Because if you say, oh, you seem like you really enjoy what you do, then they could say, oh no, I don't like it. It's just to pay the bills or something like that. Or when you say, how long have you been working here for? They could say, oh God, like 20 odd years and I've had enough, blah, blah, blah. Or you say, are you doing this full time or part time? They could say, oh yeah, I'm doing it full time at the moment, because I really, really need the cash to, look after the kids or whatever, or pay mortgage. Or they might say that they do it part time because they're doing another part time job. So they're basically doing 2 jobs to bring the income in. And then, can you see yourself doing this for the rest of your career? Well, then they could say, no, I'm only really doing it to, I don't know, as I say, to pay the bills, or not really found something that I enjoy. So these are all sort of questions that you can ask people that could, as I say, lead on to their objective as to why this business could work for them. Okay, and then your reply could be, well, you should take a look at what I do then. It will enable you to have more time with your family. It will enable you to replace your second or third job income by working less hours. It will still enable you to travel, as you can take it with you anywhere in the world. It will enable you to work from home around the kids. Let me send you some more information. Are you on any social media? Great. Send yourself a friend request and I'll be in touch very, very soon. So I always try to end the conversation as I'm the one in control. So I need to try and get some kind of contact of theirs, whether it's getting their telephone number, their email address, or I personally hand them my telephone and I get them to send themselves a friend request. I would say that's probably what I've been doing most of the time recently when I've contact marketed, and I find it really, really worked, because not everyone has their telephone on them because they're not allowed it out at work ultimately, and I think they feel a little bit comfortable. Whereas if you hand them your phone and they write their name in, they send themselves a friend request, then it's just a little bit easier, if that makes sense. Okay, so here's a few sort of ways that you could kind of approach them. Okay, so it could be someone that's in a restaurant that served you. It could be, I don't know, I can't even think, in the bar or anywhere like that where they've just given you great service, in a bank, anywhere. So you could say, you've given me great service today. I think you'd be great at what I do. And normally their response is, oh, thanks. What is it that you do? Okay, so this is when people are very tempted to literally give out the complete verbal diarrhea, literally, as we say, and you go, yeah. Well, I sell Aloe Vera, and it's a company that turns over £2.6 billion a year. We're in the network marketing industry, and I'll be honest with you, I have done this before, but this is where you just keep it short and simple. And the Eric Worre approach is in a hurry. You've got to be in a hurry when you deal with this situation. So to their reply, okay, thanks. What is it that you do? You say, oh, well, I help sharp and awesome people like you to earn their full potential by working from home around their existing commitments. Does that interest you? And then, of course, they'll say, yeah. Okay, and then we'll say, great, we should connect. Are you on social media? Perfect. Send yourself a friend request and I will ping some more information over to you. And that is literally as simple as it gets. Okay, so another way could be, well, I'm actually headhunting in this area for the global company that I'm involved with. We're looking for quality people who might be open-minded about looking at what we do. I'm in a hurry, but I can send you some more information about it. Are you on social media? If they say no, then always take their number or email address, because I've had a few people that have said they're actually not on social media. Shock horror. Everyone's on social media these days. But, there might come a point where somebody isn't on social media. So it's just make sure you take their number or their email address. Okay? And then your reply to that would be, great. Send yourself a friend request and I'll be in touch with you very soon. It's honestly as simple as that. So if you haven't screenshotted those examples, I would do them now. So there's that one. Moving on, that one. That one. But you'll find, guys, like the more you practice it, like it would just simply roll off your tongue, and you won't even have to think about it. But it's kind of one of these things where you just got to do it. Don't even think about the outcome, because that's where I've kind of gone wrong in the past. You're literally thinking about, oh my God, what are they going to say? What are they going to say? Oh, they're going to say no. They're going to say no. They're not going to be interested. They're going to go off at one on me. Like, you're going to have all these different thoughts and demons going on in your head, but you've just got to think, no, I need to speak to this person. If I don't speak to this person, I am denying them this opportunity. Okay, you're doing this to help them. All right, and that's how you got to look at it. Okay, so